Perfect. All right, y'all. That's good coffee. So we're doing some retopology for a beard. A beard. It is indeed a beard. Welcome. GTA Raccoon City. Welcome back. Hello, hello. We're working on getting the sculpture I've created ready to paint. Or, yeah, that's probably the easiest way to explain it. But we're kicking butt. That's what we're really doing. We're butt kickers. But I hope you're having a good day. And welcome. What is today? Tuesday? Tuesday. Yeah. Man, it goes quick. It really goes quick. Yeah, we started on this goat man character that we're working on. Let's see. No, it's just his other hair. Oh man. Huh? Sorry, it's gross. Curious on what your PC build is. So I have a 2060 for graphics card. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. I believe I have AMD processor. I actually just posted somewhere in Discord. Yeah. There's my specs though. It's okay. 32 gigs RAM, AMD processor, Ryzen, and then yeah, NVIDIA 2060 for my graphics card. I'm due for an upgrade. Especially because like now that I'm streaming more, it'd be really nice to. It doesn't always work well with the stream at its current setup. Does the job. I want an upgrade, and I'm a 3060. Nice. Yeah, I think I'll try to go straight to 40, the 4090 or 4060 or whatever. One of those. That series is what I'm hoping for. But we'll see. It's just a hope at the moment. As always, money will determine if I do or not. As we have the 50 series and save till then. Those will probably I imagine that those would be quite pricey whenever they do come out. Was a 500 series announced or 50 series or whatever? I know Nvidia just had a conference. I thought they just announced a new. 400 or 40 series. IDK projected towards the end of the year, though. Gotcha. So it isn't always the most exciting process, but it is one of the most necessary ones for creating characters. Hello, it's Nardum. Sneaks into the virtual office. Pretends to have been here all along, working diligently. Well, it's good to see you, Snardum, and glad you've been working. Oh, hi, what's up? Hey there's Snardum. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Oh, my cat's outside. Yelling. Three, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one's a little messed up right there. Bit of landed an interview for a teaching position. Nice. Web and game development, fingers crossed. Well, I wish you well getting that position. That's certainly exciting. Oh, a lot of the times that is a very, very stable position. So I hope that works well for you. There we go. So many little bubbles. It'll be interesting when we get to the hair because it's going to be a lot more of this. How's life for you? Still the busy queue of people demanding work? it's definitely it's definitely been picking up. Um, which is good. It's good. Um, 1, 2, 3. Ah, there's a duplicate here. Gotcha. Um, but thankfully, I'm kind of getting a handle on catching up with my queue. Um, it was kind of getting away from me once I had tried to bring in like a assistant to help out with stuff. You remember that, and it worked well for a little bit, but I don't think I'm moving at the pace that I can really make that happen. So not yet, at least. I think what I do would have to change in order to really make the most of that, to really make that happen. But it was definitely worth figuring out. Man, this is weird. I feel like I should redo this. Yeah, I'm going to redo it and make it plain. And what we're going to do instead of my is we're going to isolate each of the little bumpies. Into little bubbles of 16. Like that. And then we'll just place each of these bubbles onto one of them, but it should be enough because it should work well. But we'll just try to do that for each of them. Always hard figuring out, but I want to do that specific thing myself, but you can't keep saying that for everything if you want others to work for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, yeah, I think it would really have to be. I would just have to change my business. I would have to change how I think of it. Because right now it's like, oh, it's me doing commissions. But if I bring other people into it, it's more like I'm a business and this is a service, which is similar to commissions, but still not quite the same mentality. Anyway, But yeah, definitely affirming my desire to do projects. At least that's how I feel when having to outsource. It absolutely, yeah, it's like you there's certainly an element of trust of like where you're like because you it really is a matter of I just have to either know or pray that this thing will work the way I want it to when I hand it off to someone. Just kind of have to at the speed I needed to move at. It's really just like wishing a prayer. Like, okay, I really hope that works. Or I spend, you know, I work all day and then I spend another few hours trying to make sure it is working. Anyway, juggling. That looks weird, but I think it's working. Bam, bam. If I land a teaching position, of course, at some point, I'd have to make sure my students have internships, so it's not child labor. Just saying. Yeah, just have your students slowly do work that you're actually turning into like a larger project for yourself. Hello, video. I hope you're having a wonderful day yourself. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. We're making it through the week so quickly now. Tuesday already. I need to lower this. Quick week. Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny. Like, didn't the new year just happen? Oh, what the heck? It's already halfway through the month. Sam mentions day. It's okay. I'll look at the calendar, everyone. I got this. In fact, Tuesday, correct. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hey there, Arctic. Hello, welcome. Oh, hey there. Do I merge these ones? I think so. Okay. Slowly figuring out how to bring this all together. Should be working now. It's funny that we ended up working on two goat avatars at the same time. I feel like it's like I always work on commissions and there's like a duo. Two canines at once or two goat characters at once. It's interesting. Some sort of divine furry plan. And we'll see the other character this afternoon. Hello, Era. Good morning. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We'll put that there. We'll do another cut here. Did catch parts of your stream the last few days, but you've been laggy. Seems better now. Yes. So it turns out that the cable, literally the cable, physical aux cable that attaches to the router, was just getting pressed on. At least that's part of it. And then also it's just it's tis the season for bad internet with the wind and rain and stuff. But hopefully we're getting out of that. Uh, but yeah, I went over and I just like jiggled the cable and immediately went to full uh, connection. So it's definitely I think we had pushed a chair back and it squished the cable, and so I think that's it. I think that's the problem. I'd like to think we have an idea of what's going on now. Want to hear something I'm working on? It's a tad rough, but fingerstyle is hard, and on the C sharp chord is ours. Sir, sure. Feel free to share it. I hear you. I'll grab my pitchfork straight up to Adobe HQ. I encourage that. I encourage that. I don't know if you caught any of that uproar about Wacom promoting their latest tablet with AI generated art and Magic the Gathering as well. It was a little darkly humorous. That's pretty much it. Just people are pissed. Like, you're selling a drawing tablet? Companies are just getting stupid. Yeah. Like the core demographic of their audience. They just don't, they have no understanding of, I'm not totally against AI art, but or generated art. I don't even think you should call it art. It should just be called like generated, something like that. It's not quite the same thing. AI is a tool, not replacement. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there's like some hot cocoa with AI sprinkled on top, only $20 a cup every month. You do that to Aiden stuff, no biggie, replace people, fuck off. Yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting timeline, that's for sure. A lot of companies right now are going through like huge layoffs. Um, Unity just laid off a bunch of people today, this morning. For this one, it's unfortunate it does this. Wants to add an extra, or to create an n-gon right there. I don't want an n-gon. But for Unity, it's fair, to be honest. Also, Sansar's reference cover a song called Pete's Song from Super Animal Royal. They have too many. Compared to the likes of Beck, for example, look at the indie development. They have like 10 to 15 times more employees or something. Yes. Do you mean at Unity? I think so, yeah. Uh, or had, depending on how many they laid off. It was like 20%, so it was a big one. All right, let's see. He made a cover. Let's check it out. Let me make sure my sound's on. Oh, hey there, Jay. Welcome, welcome. We're listening to Era's song here. There's no video, it's just a music. This is an interesting little spot right here. Can you guys hear that? There we go. Back up a little. Famous musician era at work. Creator of many, many songs. Well, thank you, Era. Thank you for sharing. I do wish I could play guitar. Maybe I'll get there one day. It's very satisfying to be able to make music. It's funny because I love art, but I do think that music's probably the most magical of all um, like creative endeavors. I think there's something it just kind of sidesteps a lot of you just get directly into someone's brain. But very cool. Thank you for sharing, Aaron. I'm not famous, did not create the song. Play the rhythm up there. Oh, let's check it out. Nice, that's awesome. Does seem like a fun game. So do not write, just imitate it. Hey, that's a good way to brush your skills up. Practice makes perfect. Bam, 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 bam. Garbage. It's like there's a loud thumping outside. Well, that will be stuck in my head all day. Government mandated earworm. Thinking youth spent untangling fishing lines as prep me for fixing up symmetry on UVs that insist on being a little skewy when overlapped. Uh-oh. That sounds challenging. Do I have a must-have add-on list for use in Blender? Yeah, let's see. Uh, go here. Let's see. Blender add-ons. Just gonna make a little list of it because I've been wondering myself all the add-ons that I use. But let's see. We got preferences, add-ons, enabled add-ons. So Retopo Flow. I wouldn't say I really use Retopo Flow anymore. I've kind of left that alone. So you're asking for my must-have, and I wouldn't put that on there because I don't really use it. AutoRig Pro, the big one. That one's paid. Uh, a mesh data transfer is another great one. That one's free. There's a few other things here that I do use, but not for what I'm doing here. Hair tool's pretty good. I haven't used that in a while though. Yeah, if it's just the must-have, leave that out. Loop tools, of course. And then the other one, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a must-have, but UV Toolkit, also free now, is fantastic. And then I do use the UV Pack Master as well. I'd say those are like the main ones that I use. Let's paste that in chat right there. But it's an ass saver. Hey, no problem. And then a lot of other things that I like use frequently, I definitely recommend just using your quick favorite toolbar because that'll certainly give you a lot of speed ups just just by using it. Bam, bam. Hey, no problem at all, Jay. I love and hate it. It's either empty or filled to the brim with things I no longer use as often. The button. It's true. Yeah, I saw there are maybe this is an add-on I'll add, but there's a one add-on for like creating multiple quick favorite menus you can like quickly go through. I was like, that probably worth it. I could see using that quite frequently. Asking because I just updated to Blender 4. Oh heck yeah. The new and improved. You're living in the future. I have yet to upgrade yet. I really want to, but just haven't gotten around to it yet. New and improved isn't always better. I'm really excited for they have the EV next, and that's really what I want to play around with because I'd love to get play around with something that is has high visual fidelity and can work with VR. Um, maybe I should download Unreal, but also I've been playing a lot with Resonite lately. It's very fun if anyone's interested in seeing other uh, VR social platforms. Super, super cool to be able to create stuff while you're in VR with people around you. I think that that just cannot be underestimated. But considering just trying to put together a like D&D game in there, I don't really know what I'd do right now, but that would be I wouldn't use VR chat for it. I can tell you that much for a D&D. Because it's too manual. And I want you need to be able to do things on the fly. So, but it's cool. It's very interesting. So many new things to play around with all the time these days, for better or worse. Your time will be filled. Blender VR Pod. Yeah, they have a whole Blender game engine branch. I'll mess around with that, I guess. I'm actually going to take the chat. I'm going to put you right here. Does it have to be? I guess so. Well, never mind. I'm putting you back. And the built-in Blender VR. Yeah, I want to get. I've seen some massive improvements in performance. At least some people posting massive improvements in performance for EV with EV Next, and it intrigues me. So I want more of that. That's a lot of resolution. Um, be better to do a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of this, and a bit of that. They changed the font in Blender. All right, never mind. I take it back. The fools! How could they change my font? This is going to get interesting. Trying to close this up. What are we at right now? Let's close up the inside first before I do anything else. Before I do anything else. I might as well close it this way. Yeah, I like that. And dissolve this one too. No, we can't. Yes, we can. We can collapse this. Much better. center. All right. Maybe one more cut here. Yeah. 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 Mm. Oh, not as accurate as I'd like here. It's very, I don't know. I feel like I could have come up with a more precise way of doing this, but now I feel that I just have to stick with it. I'm not going to redo it a second time. Not again. Doop doop. Once been in the oven, it will feel much better. Or are you not happy with the resolution? I just don't like not having a very precise way for all the pieces to fit together. Like I would have liked, I don't know, some more, a better flow. Uh, AKA, I dislike hair. That too. Hair is definitely a huge pain to make. It's always the most nebulous part. It's like, how do I put this together? Good luck. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. At least we're getting the border looking good. ones will need a little bit extra. Almost there. Almost there. So close. So far. Windy. I could collapse this. Grow it out this way. Let's do this. We'll do one more of these things we're doing. One more of the things we're doing. I started my painful journey to symmetrize the model and redo all blend shapes. Well, I wish you all that journey. It's certainly always an interesting one with blend shapes. Adventure awaits. Ooh, this is so messy, but you'll do. You'll do. Did someone say data transfer? I see it as a lesson. Even if I fail or don't finish it, I will still learn from it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, we did it. I think we'll take the border here. Go ahead and apply and duplicate. Duplicate, then apply. Then we'll take our border, fill it, indent it, or perhaps extrude, shrink it, move it back. It's not coming out well. All right, so only one section at a time. Best overlay. It is the best. And it really has, if I think the only advantage in my mind that Retopo Flow had is uh this view. And now that we have it in normal Blender, it's like I haven't used Retopo Flow since. I almost feel guilty about that. But then I'm like, I should not feel guilty about that. Oh no, what? Oh, all right, we're back. I have to redo that, but I broke the loop inside loop I had made. Oh, whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. I do. My only complaint is that you can't use the retopology view while sculpting. I think that would be really the only thing I'd want out of additionally out of this tool. There we go. All right, one retopo down. It's still pretty dense, but that's how hair goes. Drop that in the clothing. Go back here, and now for the next piece. It makes sense to me as well to have this too, as your brushes have depth, etc. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's kind of like, it's funny to see them implement something that has such an obvious use case elsewhere. Like, guys, you don't see that, this is what we'd want, how we'd want it to work? No. Okay. A little concerning. No, but that's just the way it goes with open source dev, I think. One step forward, and then you wait for someone else to implement the correct version. I'm going to do this a little differently. I think what I'll do instead is we're going to hide this, and I'm going to make a cube. I'm going to cut the cube. This. And then I'm going to subdivide the cube. See how this works. This could definitely come out poorly, but I want to give it a shot. Most likely will be streamed in the future. What project are you working on right now? I'm working on our goat boy, one of the goats that we're working on, but this is Kamari. That's the name of the character. I'll show the full character here. So here's the full sculpture. He's coming out very well. Very pleased with how he's looking. And we changed it up so that I'm now going to try to model characters with a gap. Mouth gap. Open mouth. So that's pretty much the only thing missing from my sculpting workflow. Like many new things, I mean, look at the entity tool to GP transition in Blender. That's true. That is true. Apparently, they are putting geometry nodes on hold, which I was a little surprised to hear about in this year, and focusing like development on some other things. No. Work things. No. Come on. So hard to work with in this view. So this is my attempt to make it a little bit more organized this time around by starting with what I know to be a nicer unwrap. Just trying to work it. Let's turn this up a little bit more. sorry to curse, but just trying to get the thing on there. Just get the thing. Should not be on the inside. All right. It's probably going to be a little messy, but let's go ahead and apply the subdivision and then duplicate and apply shrink wrap. Oh, that was less. Ah, because I have another subdivision down here. Oh, shot. But I think that was the right way to do it. Do this, then duplicate and move the subdivision here. Apply, apply, apply. Okay. Now, we've got this mess. Maybe one subdivision too much. All right, we'll work with this. First things first, let's get everything lined up inside of the hair. All right, time to eat games and play with my food. Have a good one, everyone. Sounds good, Snart. I'm wishing you well with that application for the teaching position, and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon. You're gonna crush it. Gonna crush it. All right, this is interesting. I feel confident that this was the right way to go, but it's going to have some interesting results. I think I do need to do some more cuts as well. Here, here, probably here. Here. Okay. Slowly increasing that vertex count. But our goal is to give a circle of 8 to each of these bumps. That's what I'd like, at least. This front one's going to need a little bit more resolution. This one more right there. I think that's good. One more here. And one more there. All right. Okay. That should be enough resolution. Now I just need to decide which ones actually form these little circles. Let's go ahead and duplicate and apply. Man, I'm spacing out these last few days. Sorry to be so quiet, everyone. I think this kind of work really just absorbs me. It's not very. I just have to kind of meditate while I do it. Be one with the vertices. Do you guys know what the Buddhist said to a hot dog vendor? I'll take one with everything. All right, well, this is definitely the method I'll use next time. It worked out quite well. I'm sure there'll be some little exceptions, but now I know about the correct unwrapping by starting with a subdivided cube. I know very well how I can lay this out flat. Should I need to? I may not need to, but should it require it? I'm ready. Born ready. Maybe I should explain why that's useful. Um, it's a lot easier to paint something if you can get it to be flat in your UV map. Flat and square. I should actually, square is probably the most important part. Um, you want all your quads generally to be um, square. Because if they're square in 3D and you make the square on your UV map, then you know you have really good resolution, minimal distortion. It's a little more intuitive to think about how your mesh is going to be when you think in squares. Do with a bit of a smoothing out. What did I just do? Oh. Huh. Control plus. I did a command I'm not familiar with. That's the fun part about Blender. Your mystery hotkeys. I pressed something and something weird happened. I'm a very firm believer in working with uh, squares when it comes to how you model things. Uh, like there's the whole quad versus tri argument, and making things quads does make sense because it's very easy to. It's much easier to work with them and deconstruct them and reconstruct them. Um, I'm kind of advocate of, at least when you start working with something, thinking about it that way in terms of quads. Because you can easily turn a square of 8 vertices into a circle, 8 vertices. So you can easily it's easier to understand how to transition from something that's soft to square to um, square shape, or it's like, how do I work with something round? I'll just make it a circle of 16 or 8 or anything that's divisible by 4, and you're pretty much already there. I need one more cut right in there. introduce a cut. And as long as I work in one direction, then I'll know when I add a cut, it won't go down one of my little bumps that I'm making. They'll be kind of uniform. Another thing too, it's like you may end up having to turn your retopology into just all triangles anyway, but it's a lot easier to dissolve a mesh that's all quads into triangles than it is to just start with just triangles. There's still a lot more logic behind why things were shaped the way they were or set up in certain ways. Think in squares. This one will be 12. Or actually, 30. Yeah, 12. Alrighty. Very close to done. It's not quite true, but just need to figure this little spot out. It's unusual. See the bumpies in here. I think what we'll do is we're going to bevel a little rectangle in here. So we can get just two more cuts in. Do that. And deselect the outer, inner, use double G, move it in. Okay, do this one like so. And do the same thing here. That worked well. Good coverage. Good coverage. Hello, BB Bobo baby. Welcome. Welcome back. How goes it? We're working on some hair right now. Correct, correct. Yeah, it's kind of like a character with these stylized curls, kind of an afro. Um, and we're just trying to make a simpler version over it. Because we're getting ready to paint the character. Or that's the step after this one. So we're getting everything set up for that. Well, hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome to the stream. This is a tough one right here. Do that just so I can push into this spot right here. It's a little goofy. We're going to sacrifice my quad topology for one triangle, or two triangles right there. Yeah. 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 All right. Hello, Play. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. How is your day going? I unfortunately do not know what you're saying, but hello. We're doing some retopology right now. Bam, bam, bam. Oops. And let's duplicate our shrink wrap, apply it. So we can just put two there and good to go. We'll figure it out. I need to relax the whole mesh a little bit in sculpt mode. How's your day going, Play? Good. That's good to hear. I make characters here on stream. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'll show you the full character we're working on. That's his hair right there. And then we've got here's our character. It's going to be a VR chat avatar if you're familiar with the game. So it's a commission. I've been commissioned to make this into an avatar. And yeah, we're doing pretty good on getting everything set up. Very close to finished. Or, I shouldn't say close to finished. We're a few days away from being done. But we're about to start painting. Should be able to get pretty much everything ready for that today. Let's move it this way. Hello, Lokrin. Welcome. We're working on our goat boy, Kamari. And we're getting him ready for painting. Making the simple mesh for him. I'm not sure if you saw him yesterday, but I'll show him off again right now. Here he is. Oh, so we're just making all the low poly stuff. Oh, I need to stand up. We should be able to get him into Substance Painter before lunch. Oh, it's better. It just gets a. It's like can only sit for so long, can only stand for so long. It's getting old. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm alive again. Old butter. It's true, Emmy. I'm old. That's my old man voice. You young whippersnapper. How goes your 3D printing, Emmy? Don't have a printer, so I can't test what I make currently. Oh yeah, I think you said your friend was going to be printing that for you. Still cool to see you jumping into Blender, farting around. A lot of value in that. Join the Blender cult. Join us. Hopefully sometime. Well, perfect. Well, I look forward to seeing the results. But I'm going to step away from the computer for just a minute or two. I feel the restroom. I'll be right back, y'all. One moment. All right, I'm back. The thing is like 5 by 5 by 10 millimeters, though, so it's not something you just print on its own. Well, 5 to 10. I don't have a good grasp of millimeters. Meter, centimeters. Okay, so that should be really tiny, right? Yeah, I guess you're not going to print. Do you have a resin printer then? I think with a filament printer, you wouldn't be as concerned. Or my brother and I have been talking about getting one soon because we started playing a bunch of D&D. And so we're like, oh, we want to print stuff for D&D. This is how the hobby unfolds into a full-blown malady. Pog! It's got a resin printer for Christmas, but I have no place to set it up right now. Well, wherever you set it up, just make sure it's well ventilated. Um, Magic Pog! The only real concern with the resin printer is just the fumes. Ooh. So windy today. Oh, fumes, gotcha. That makes sense. Sit underneath my desk. Exactly. Exactly. Take deep whiffs all the time. I had one a while back, but I just was not being safe enough with it, so I ended up getting rid of it. So I was like, I'm not taking this seriously. And I was worried that I was affecting my health. All right. I think we've done it. We have created the thing. Now, go ahead and apply. Again, indicate and apply. Go to sculpt mode, wireframe. These looking nice. These looking real nice. Hello, Red Cat. Welcome. I'll lurk. I'll be back after I drop kids off at school. Sounds good. Sounds good. Have a safe trip. It's windy and cold out there. Combination I do not like. There we go. Bye. Now for UV editing, unwrap that, and voila. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Now it's pretty much impossible for me to figure out which sections are from our original square. Because we initially subdivided a cube to make this. Excuse me. We gleamed the cube. I guess it would be whichever one stops going all the way across and starts going down. got to be this one. Okay. Interesting. Whoa. Sorry. Sorry. Ah, that really got me. Are you making avatar for someone and play? So I actually do this work full time, and right now I'm working on an avatar for a client. Um, but yes, in the end, this will be a character for video chat. Know how to make camera tracking? I've done it before, but I can't say that I'm very familiar with it. I just have tried it before, but didn't have much success. It was quite challenging. Um, I think if I was to do it again, I would look for some of the like paid solutions because there seem to be some good ones out there that just work. Uh, Whereas I was very much struggling with trying to use Blender's default stuff to get it working. Uh, Usually, I looked at CG Matter. He's a YouTuber. He had some good camera tracking tutorials. So if you are looking for some advice on that one, that's who I would recommend. CGMATTER, CG Matter. He's pretty big in the Blender world. Um, Most likely you've heard of him, but just in case. hair done. That should come out pretty well. And we'll drop it into this collection. Now, what we need to do are the horns. Here. Excuse me. So, make a mesh of, or circle of 16. And we'll call this 3 topo horn right. You know how to make rigging? Yes, I actually have a little tutorial in my channel um, for how to rig a character. It focuses on Auto Rig Pro, but a lot of it is very easy to directly translate to rigging um, in a normal way. But I usually use an add-on instead. Let's see, where is that? Yeah. So here is that tutorial there. Paste it in chat for you. Hello, Zoom. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Zoom. Welcome. How old am I? How old am I? I'm 32. Yes, and I'll be 33 this year. So, old. Very old. Basically dying. I'm just kidding. Sam is ancient. How dare you? How dare you, Zoom? I have been doing this for a while. Not like a crazy long time, but um, years now. I've been doing VR chat avatar commissions. Um, it's awesome. I love VR chat. I, Sam is ancient. Thanks for absolutely, yeah. Definitely love sharing what I've made and tutorials. Hopefully making a whole course on how to make avatars, and that should be out in like a month. Um, it'll take a little while to put together. Once I get my schedule under control, I can really start sinking some time into it. Um, I do want to share my full process. Though I pretty much do, yes, we're looking at a horn right now. Pretty much do everything on stream. So you can always come by and see what I'm doing. But uh, I don't always say how I'm doing what I'm doing. um, Mostly because I forget to. But do I have a TikTok channel? I do. It should be the same, Sam Dutter. I haven't been using it in a while, but I do plan on using it more, especially as I continue to make more product related stuff. Sound. Let's duplicate and apply. Still can't get that Uni VRM to work. I think I found a workaround. I got VRM add-on for Blender, and I just exported the model as VRM from Blender, and that seems to work. Okay, heck yeah. I'm surprised it's not working. Um, are you popular in TikTok? have almost 3,000 followers, which I would say is not very popular for TikTok usually. Popular for me, but uh, not a huge channel in any way. So, some of my videos, some of my TikToks have gotten popular, but I'm not very consistent with it though. I think if I was trying to post every day, I could make something happen. But I don't know if I have that energy. I have no idea. I decided to break. Why I decided to break, but as long as I can make it work, so be it. Absolutely, absolutely. And it'll be nice with exporting a VRM. You should have a much easier time updating your model that way because a lot of times you take an FBX file and convert it. Um, if something breaks down the line, you have to start from scratch. So hopefully this will be a little bit to you. Do you want to get millions on TikTok? I mean, I wouldn't say no to getting a bunch of followers on TikTok. Uh, it's definitely not my priority, though. Uh, it would help. All right, we'll do 1, 2, 3. That's 4. 4, 2, 4. Grid fill. Make that real tiny. Oh, that's not a good fill, though. Okay. So should be 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Grid fill. There we go. Beautiful. And duplicate and apply. All right, look at that. Horn. Oh, thank you. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to grid fill it though? I don't really need to. We'll just do this. But like that. Beautiful. Now we apply the first one. We're going to go in with our sculpt mode. And just smooth out some of this. Beginner, I can use Blender, but make what I want. Well, just having the desire to make things, I think that's where you want to be. What you want to start with. It's just going, I want to make things. So definitely a good place to be. It's just going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time. Um, I was thinking a lot about this the other day about how to advise people to do it, to get into this stuff. And I really think the secret is if you are able to put in the time, then eventually you're going to be making things how you want to make them. But what really matters is being able to come back to sitting in front of the computer and working and finding value in it, because more of an emotional battle than anything else. Um, so if you know, like, you get a good idea of what kind of projects interest you, like, oh, I want to make characters or an animation or something like that. Definitely start there. Um, and then the other thing I would say is just be healthy. Work out. Everything you do in life stems from that. It takes so much time. I went to school for 3D modeling in Blender for 2.5 years, and I still feel like a noob. The learning never ends. It never ends. The curse continues. Bam. Um, but it does. It is a grind. It's a huge grind. Uh, in 2 years, I got sculpting down, and so I'm so on modeling. Um, yeah, I would say. I mean, it's basically been maybe 5 years of work to get to this point. Now, to spend the next 2 years learning animation. See, I'm cheating. I'm doing the VR stuff, so I can just do motion capture. Sculpting painful. It can be. It really can be. But I think that one, getting good at sculpting, really gives you the most uh, bang for your buck. Um, because when it comes to like modeling, you can only push that so far. All my stuff is for VC face right now. Someday I'll make a full VR chat model. Hey, if you're doing VC face already, then you're pretty much already there. Yeah, once you're used to that workflow for VC face, then you're done. I would say VR chat makes is a little bit easier than VC face. So you're kind of you're what's the phrase? Cutting your teeth, sharpening your teeth, something like that on a older version. Are you making meme video on Blender? I don't make meme videos just because I would love to make other types of animations. But I certainly watch a lot of meme videos, for better or worse. Um, if your chat lets you use Unity 2022 VC Face models, I have to use 2019 version. Guess how long that took me to figure out? Too long. Hey, all this stuff, it's like, if you don't know, you don't know. That's the hard part. It's like, too many things are just, what's the word? Like a word for the kind of knowledge that comes with just doing the thing. Can't think of what it is. look too bad. Don't know, really know. Esoteric knowledge. I'm from the USA. Yes, I live in Texas. Tejas. Texas. I did grow up in California, though. That's my hometown. Hometown? Homestead. Which I miss, but it's expensive. Too expensive. Yeah, I'm out near Austin area. No, I'm in Austin, effectively. But it's a nice city. It's very pleasant out here. I too am a Cali baby. I didn't grow up in, or I wasn't born in California. I was actually born in Washington State, but I mean I was there my whole life, effectively. Right. Okay, heck yeah. I have some friends up in Seattle. Um, but yeah, I was born in Everett, Washington, uh, a long time ago. A long, long time ago. Uh, and I have family out by Woodby Island, if you're familiar with it. Kind of want to move to Austin, but I need my legal catnip. Legal catnip. Oh, gotcha. I mean, it might as well be here. Like, it might as well be. Uh, it's everywhere here, and there's the Delta THCA version. It's completely legal, so it's effectively legal federally. Just not the same, but don't tell me that I'll have to move. It's yeah. I have a 50-50 on whether I'd recommend living here. It's like it's nice, but if you like Seattle, it may be a hard transition. It's still very much Texas here. So I think if I learn Blender 2 months, I can make chapter. Oh, you making a book or animation? For better or worse, still very Texas here. pretty much every time I go, I saw my California ID. They're like, you'll want to change that. All right, all that. Lived in San Antonio for a year, and I went to Austin a lot because I like Austin. It's probably the best city in Texas. When I worked at uh, for a while, I worked at. Can I speak Russian? I cannot. I cannot. I'm not familiar with Russian. Let's take this one. Yeah, duplicate that, shrink it in. Um, I'm gonna hide. But there are a lot of car accidents in San Antonio. It's nuts. That's like one of the car accident capitals of the world. Like just constant car accident calls from San Antonio. That's I like, and then I drove through it and I was like, oh yeah, wow, these roads are. It is hard to drive here. These roads are nuts. Not to talk smack about San Antonio, but it's scary sometimes. It's just like, oh my, I hated San Antonio a lot. Excuse me. Discord, yes. If you go to my Twitch, you can find it there. I guess I might as well look at. Bam, bam. I need to set up some basic Discord stuff. It's still really rough. Discord, yeah. The. I mean, my biggest complaint, aside from politics, in coming from California to Texas, is that the roads here do not make sense and are not safe. It's like you're on the freeway going pretty fast, and it's like, all right, time to get off the freeway, and you have to make an immediate right, like across 4 lanes, getting off the freeway. Who designed this? Who thought that was the right move? There's just some structures, like some road infrastructure decisions that I think would just be considered straight up illegal in California. And it's like, no, not the biggest fan of California either, but I think that there are some general infrastructure policies that make a lot of sense. I could rant about that for a while, and I may. I might. Watch out. Send it to retopo, isolate, then get the material, burial. But I mean, if you ever come out here, there are a few game studios out here, so that's the kind of you're looking for. I think my friend works for, what do they call it now? It's the studio that makes Call of Duty, Raven something. They changed their name since the last time. Used to be Infinity Ward, I believe. Then there's some animation studios. The people made Castlevania out here, or the show, Netflix Castlevania. It's expensive to study in the USA. Yes, yes, it is. I think Unity has a hub out there. Oh, do they? Oh, wow. Heck, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for hanging out. And let me know if you have any questions. Right now, we're working on making a VR chat avatar or a Unity character. But welcome. Yes, the US is expensive, but there are a lot of community colleges, and that's where I went. I went to community college. It's a little much cheaper and gives you in a lot of other universities that you wouldn't may not have otherwise. I do use Unity. I have made small little games in there just for myself. I did use it for one of my jobs, and then VR Chat runs on Unity. So I pretty much have a few years of experience with Unity. I'm not a programmer though, that's for sure. Um, maybe someday I'll figure that side of it out. Um, but I do like Unity. Um, well, the software. The company's a little messed up. I've used it a little bit, mostly when I do any programming nowadays. I cheat and I make it in. Have Chat GPT make it for me. Looked it up. There are a lot of studios out there. Yeah, there's quite a few. It's kind of a hub in some ways. Yeah. So I know a little C sharp, a little enough to make goofy stuff. And also in a VR chat, they have a version of C sharp you can use to script as well. So I've done a little bit of that before. I'm not sure what that is. AI for programming? No, mostly just Chat GPT. I was considering getting the Visual Studio thing the GitHub company's making. I forget what it's called. Um, I think I write this 2 minutes ago. Okay. Copilot. Yes, that's the one. Hey there, Shatter. Good morning. Hello, hello. Script coded for me. I barely passed my web design class because it was all coding. That's why I'm excited, a little bit excited for ChatGPT. Help me out when I'm unsure of what to do. Uh, heard AI, so I crawled out the walls. It's time to discuss. AI. Please AI, take over all coding for me. It's gonna be a wild year for AI. Really, really wild year. I've just been watching some. There's some new AI. I won't rant too much about it because that's my usual thing to do. But it's cool, very cool. I'm looking forward to having more developed tools for that kind of stuff. Send that New York Times lawsuit to the dirt. I love AI stuff. Obviously, I don't like solar art, but making my life good to make the ideas that are in my head. Yes, please. Yeah, I think there's a lot of clearly a lot of drama on Twitter and stuff online about AI art, but I do wish that artists out there had a more awareness of how much easier it is for them to program stuff and like do coding now that AI is around because they could make such. I think that they could start really making really cool projects they were if they were as aware of um, what's out there for them to use. Can you make VFX? I've done stuff in Blender. Yeah, I've done like shaders and some stuff. A little bit of smoke and liquid simulations, but my computer's a little too slow to do that well. I wish it was faster, man. I understand stolen art, but I wish people would stop thinking that copyright does anything for non-mega corporations, and that if it's on the net, it will be scraped. No questions. Mm. I think right now the argument of does it do anything transformative is a little nebulous. Like right now, it basically just mimics what people are doing, can do right now. But I think with by the end of this year, it will be no question that's its transformative use because they'll be able to train AIs that do like generate 3D models on the fly, things like that. And then the argument of like stealing, like it will be a different context at that point. And I'm very interested to see what the discussion is at that point. Simulations Houdini. GeoNodes. Got to give GeoNodes some love. Oh, excuse me. We'll do that first. Oh no, actually, I needed the other side because it's split. Yeah, I feel more like I stole a paintbrush in the Mona Lisa. Yes. Um, I think what really bugs me about just the AI discourse is like you have people that are pro AI art, AI generations, and but they're so gleefully happy and like about the idea of destroying artists' careers, and it's like that. It just is such a weird thing to be like excited for, and I think that's really why there's such a angry reaction. It's because it's like you have people that are like, can't wait to put you out of business, and it's like, what? Who does that help when you say that? Back for now. Hello, Era. Welcome. Welcome back. Guess what we're discussing? And it may surprise you that we're discussing AI. And I think the most telling thing in my mind is that non-artists do not care. AI art generation, art image generation. But hello. Hope work's going well for you. Actually, I'll leave that in. Nope. It's a day. Calm before the storm and all that. Avesti. 3, 1, 2, 3. Now that's center. Select loop, edge loops, dissolve. Yeah. A lot of people undervalue art, but kingdoms fall based on their armies and entertainment. Consider what I want to do after work. VR chat or more. Car. Bread and circuses, I think the phrase was. Keep them entertained. Yeah, not wrong. Yeah. Let them eat AI. Bye bye. Have a great day. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for hanging out. And wish you well with your blender. Learn. If I would have stayed in the art world instead of diving into tech, I think I would have had a slightly different view. I just never been one to say no to slow down tech. Well, I think there's this the way it's like talked about, it's like, oh, if we just like is anyone under the impression that this stuff is going away? And like that's what I feel like I see online. It's like people are like, oh, AI art is bad. Like we have to call it AI art and this and that. And they like every time they see an AI art image, they have to like whine about it publicly on Twitter. And it's like, but is anyone under the impression that this stuff will just disappear? Like this way, this way, like it's here to stay. As much as uh, does yeah. Anyway, I think there's just this weird dichotomy where like we just gotta get used to it. No, I don't think there's ever been a technology that once it's made, we just put it away. We're just like, yeah, I'm done with that. No, this is the worst AI art will ever be. It's very true. It is very true. And least interactive too. You know, I I think what D&D looks like in a few years will be so wild. Um, at least AR is not copyrightable material. I think that's fair. I think that's a good compromise to me. It's like, you know, you can make work with it, you can make profit with it, but is it copyrightable? It's like I think that yeah, that's not a bad way for it to be. I mean, the AI New York lawsuit was throwing around the idea of dismantling GPT, making AI start again. That's not happening. There's no way that's happening. I would I think that uh, it's almost a national security risk if that were to happen. It's comparable to it uh, being a national security risk because do you think like China or other countries are worried about copyright? No. We would only be harming our ability to make AI domestically if that goes through. Specifically, AI art is often founded on stolen art. Not gonna happen, yeah, but people think it is a good fix is wild. But and as well, it's like I think they're gonna have a hard time arguing that it's not transformative. Like GPTs and LLMs do show some amount of intelligence. How much, how little is very debatable, but like I think that's pretty much the definition of transformative. If you literally take a body of you take a jumble of words, you stuff them through a computer, and now it can think. Like that wasn't there before. Like, there's just no other way to look at that. Like they don't. There's nothing. That's like the most fundamental definition of transformative. It may not think like humans. It may have definitely some conversations to be had there about what that means. But anyway, we are going to be in the living through the wildest freaking time we can ever possibly imagine. I'm pretty excited. I think it'll be good. Maybe we're just models too. Who knows? We know so little. I think that what we will confirm is that whether or not humans are conscious, whether or not robots are conscious, they will be intelligent, and that may give us a very odd perspective on ourselves. I think we need to find the line in the sand. At what point is it AI art, and a person used AI to make art? Please let this be the Matrix. Has anyone seen the show Pantheon by Amazon, or that was on Amazon for a while? I don't think it's on Amazon anymore, but you can find the episodes on YouTube because you can't find it anywhere else. Definitely recommend giving it a watch because, especially, it's the only show or story or show or animation I've seen recently that like kind of further developed some of the thoughts that the Matrix had. Maybe a weird thing to say, but um, very interesting show if you haven't checked it out yet. Uh, it's the most topical show I've seen in a long time. Um, it's awesome and it's got great animation, so check it out for sure. Do it. Right, I think we are good. Free topo piercing eyebrow. Yeah, like it's, just to go back on like LLMs, uh, like the New York Times copyright thing. Like their argument is going to be that it's like not transformative or whatever, but like they're literally using the LLMs to create reward functions for training robots in the wild, where it's like, did it put the the coffee pod in the coffee machine correctly? Like figuring out those kinds of things. Um, like could a New York Times article train a robot? Not by itself. So it's transformative. Like there's no question there. Anyway, I could rant further, but I will. I'll rein it in. I'll rein it in. I just want my robot butler. Where's my Jetson slash iRobot slave? They're coming. They're on their way. I was thinking like worst case scenario, if my ability to make a living doing avatars got wiped out, it's like I would probably take my skills and apply it to creating custom physical robots. I think that's the only pivot that would like really make sense in the long run. Yeah, it's like, you know, how much, people are very excited to commission me to make a fursona. But how excited would they be if I could literally make their fursona in like exactly, exactly. Like it would actually be your fursona, you know. Only if I get to be that Sona, thanks. It's like a spring trap from Finance at Freddy. I think that's coming too. Like if that happens, when it happens, when there's robots that could turn into a custom persona, furry conventions would just be people in VR headsets in the hotel while their robot goes and hangs out in the convention. Yeah, NVIDIA made a few months ago a new reward system that was 10 times better than rewards for AI than before by letting GPT craft rewards. Exactly. Like that is transformative. There's just no question there. And all we did was feed it the internet and books, and suddenly it can do these crazy things. Nuts. No more getting the plague when you go to a con. I did get rust though. All this lithium grease. Wrote a paper on all this last semester. Well, heck yeah. I mean, it's more topical every single day. It's nuts. I feel like it's just the future is quite literally unfolding before us, and it's bizarre and kind of haunting, um, but invigorating to say the least. Have you seen the Mistral models? I've just read a lot of headlines on them, but I don't know much more about their capabilities than that. All right, look at that. Under 40,000 or at 40,000? Oh, we need to get the nails. But I know there's been some crazy progress in that regard as well. I definitely want to start getting some local models on my computer and stuff. Um, I think that will be necessary to really understand how to utilize all of these fully. The 8 times 7 billion mistrial of experts is legit fucking insane. I the whole question test suite at it and was blown away. Interesting, and it's all low. £60 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes RAM, but yeah, local. Just standard RAM, DRAM, or was it DRAM? Or are you saying VRAM? Meeting time. Talk to you later, Sam. Sounds good, Era. Enjoy your day. I'll probably be at lunch when you get back. DDR4, and I do CPU inferencing. Okay, interesting. Is that fast? I would assume it's a little slower, but I have no idea. I come back. Welcome back, Play. Welcome back. Still talking AI stuff because I love it. These ones. Slower the GPU, yes, but surprisingly fast. Okay. Do I want one to be left alone? 5950X 5 gigahertz. And what would that mean? I don't have an intuition for that. Would that be a do, 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 similar to ChatGPT? You know, like under a minute, under under 10-second response time. All right. Still like to have the fingernail be nice and smooth on the edges. This way we get to keep the detail. I guess I could collapse the image. That's good. We'll leave it there. once, and then object link data. 4,000 just for fingernails. Let's do a little more tweaking. In our education system, we choose a future job, and for that, we spend 3 years preparing for the test. Interesting. I feel like that could get a little difficult as things change quickly. If it takes 3 years to get prepared for a job that might not exist when you're out of school. Uh-oh, I messed up this one. Here. Somehow. That's okay. IDK, how to compare it like that. Start to find a metric that makes sense. Well, that's how I felt when I graduated from art school. It was like, oh, AI, you coming for me? That is why one of the reasons I stayed away from concept art is I was seeing all these image generation stuff out, and I was like, yeah, that seems no good. I don't choose it, and my worst choice, what I ever did. Gotcha. Well, now it's time to get good with Blender. A Blendy. Good old Blendy. I probably should just collapse these. For it to look like this. We're already getting rid of so much here. Yeah, I can't imagine hiring a concept artist now. Yeah, I know a few people are just like worried for you, buddy. The whole industry's changed. I think that's why video game studios are laying off so many people. No one really knows what it's going to look like, and companies are just kind of trimming the fat, so to speak, before uh, maybe needing to sprint as hard as possible in order to survive. I want to use Blender like my job and earn with it. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. And I would, if you're looking to do that, I would kind of focus in. If you're looking to make money right away, like choose a path. Like, okay, rigging or UV mapping or modeling. Just pick one of those things, and if you get good at that, then a company might hire you just for that one thing. Being freelance is a little harder because you kind of need to know a lot of different things. You need to be in a generalist position. Yeah, it's super hard to find non-freelance work. Yes, yeah, just kind of why I'm excited about VR chat, because I feel like it's VR chat and VR, this space, Twitch, uh, VR chat, Resonate, all these different platforms. I do think that they have a little bit more survivability than than companies. Companies will be slow. You can help me. I mean, I can help you by sharing what I know, just by streaming and stuff. Uh, the stream is how I help. Interesting. This doesn't quite fit here. Excuse me. They all look a little those later, though. I think you know more in Blender. I definitely know quite a bit, but I'll teach what I can just by streaming. And I will be making a course soon. In about a month and a half, I'll probably have a course to sell that will teach what I know. Bam. And let's take this one. All right. Then, yeah, just keep an eye out. It's going to be a little while, but I'm going to do what I can to get that out sooner rather than later. But it will be some time because I'm slow. Actually, we'll go ahead and pin this first. Pin. Bam. Yeah. All right. That's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. What happens if we distribute this? Nice. That actually came out very well. Well, my friend, I'm going to lurk for a bit. I'll catch you maybe after lunch. If not, see you next stream. Sounds good, Radcat. Enjoy your day either way. And yeah, I'll probably be back pretty soon. Yeah. I'll be around the rest of the week as well. Good. We need to start from texturing and shading. I probably break it up into sculpting, retopology, baking, texturing, uh, rigging, and then VR chat integration, Unity stuff. So it'll probably be like 7 chapters. But yeah, basically everything I'm doing here. Well, thank you. Yeah, and I look forward to sharing them. Bye. And then we'll delete this side over here. Boom. Okay. Okay. Then isolate them again. I could just unwrap them like that. I'd rather get this thing, get them perfectly straightened. Because I am retentive. It's windy today. Pin this and straighten them. Nice. Eyebrows mapped. Unwrapped. Not mapped, unwrapped. And these guys. Do that. And just do the same thing. Boom. 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 Can you practice English to me? I understand what you're saying, but some words I don't. Well, it depends on what you want to practice. Like, I'll pretty much just be talking, but really can't say that I know what you would need to know. This has got to be the lip right here, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and straighten this out again. Do you have a website set up for selling the course? I'll be using my Gumroad. A lot of people that do, and I do have a website. It links to some of my products, but I haven't really been using my website itself too much. Um, Interesting. It's all stretched. There we go. A noise. A noise. Ah, I see. Beautiful. Okay, that's going to work super well for what we need. I'm going to sleep. Bye. Sounds good. Play. Enjoy your night, and see you tomorrow. I'll be here. I'll be streaming the rest of the week. Thank you for hanging out. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Not a bad option. May need to revamp the Discord with roles and such for course focus people. Yes, I think you're right on the money. Because someone came by yesterday and was like, "Oh, how do I use this character?" And I was like, "There's going to be a lot more of that. This is the if I want to go the product direction, I need to be prepared. Prepared. Need to be prepared." Do I include the hair with the body? I think so. I think we're going to put everything in the same one. This one. Well, you just slap a template on it and tune from there. Those templates. I I like know some of Discord, but a lot of it feels so I just don't know what to expect. I'm just not very active in other Discords, so it's like I don't have that intuition of what I should or should not add. Or anyway. is this right here? But yeah, if there are templates out there, then I will do some research and just start with that because that is the right move. Lindy, who I'm working with on upcoming character that I was showing off yesterday, uh, he's definitely got it down. I was like looking at his Discord. I was like, wow, this feels professional. I need to do that. Well, yes, I can show you some shit for it if you want. Feel free to just send me a link or something. Don't feel inclined to develop it too much because I think I'm pretty confident I'll be able to figure it out. I just need to just knowing that there are templates out there is a great starting point. That alone already gives me a big leg up on from where I was before. Got another 15 minutes, and then we will be switching over to lunch. And then after that, we'll be working on our other goat. Totes my goats. What's this? That's a fingernail. Piercing, piercing, most likely piercing. These are probably all the piercings right there. Some of them in the eyebrows. Eyebrow, piercing, eyebrow, eyebrow, lash, nose ring, eyebrow ring, ring. But thank you for the offer of help, Shatter. You have been more than accommodating with the things here, and I do appreciate it. Is this the lash? More eyebrow. And what's this? Nose ring. Okay, perfect. Wait. Yeah, this ring. Oh, nose ring is missed. Mark this in there. And do a cut right here. Okay, so more piercings right there. Then we got our twofers. Do I have a tongue? I don't think I have a tongue, actually. I do not. Okay, so we're missing one Delio tongue. I think we'll just do a skull subdivision for that real quick. Easy enough to do. Mirror. Let's actually extrude this. We'll do this, Control plus, plus here, extrude down. Keep it simple. Bam. Alrighty. Doom. Bam. Dropped a link in general for you. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. I'm learning how to be streamer. Oh. Go. Almost there. And take this. Bam. Boom. Move it down. Bam. And combine. One more. Boom, boom, boom. Tung. All right. Hello, what the characters today, brother? Hello, Web. Welcome, welcome. You came at just the end of our morning stream, but let me show you where we have gotten to. So, we've got inside of the mouth here, and it's loading. Bam, there we go. So One thing we're missing his eyes at the moment, but it's a goat man, goat dude. So we're just about to start getting him uh, painted, or the baking process is what it's referred to. So we're just gonna make this little tongue, and then we'll probably go to lunch. Uh, but we're so close, so close. So our metric, the time till first output token I get is 0.91 seconds, and it generates at a speed of 7 or 8 tokens per second, slow compared to the 0.2 seconds for the first token on the GPU, and 23 plus tokens per second. Interesting. Gotcha. So it's 23 tokens per second on GPU. But for how cheap DDR4 versus GPU, it's worth it. That's not a bad, not a bad way to approach it. And I'm sure a graphics card will only continue to increase in price. Yeah, doing multiple GPU setups is a fucking nightmare. That's fair. Just give me an H100, I'll be fine. Yeah, no biggie. Just an H100. Bam. We're looking at the older MI cards from AMD, and they are cheap, and 32 gigabytes of HBM2 per card. Interesting. HBM, I don't know HBMs. High bandwidth memory squared. Bam, bam. All right. So we're just lining these in. Almost done. Just need a CPU with enough PCIe lanes to run for. Shatter's got plans. Shatter's got plans. All right. This is a good point for me to end it. I am very hungry. So I think we'll call it here. It's going to duplicate this. And send this over to Sculpt body. I should have put in Sculpt teeth, but that's okay. 8 gigabytes of VRAM should be enough to fit 100 billion parameter models, so GPT-3 size area. Interesting. I wouldn't be surprised to see some advancements in it. So it seems like people aren't scaling as big as they were in the past, and now are just trying to find ways to optimize what they already have, or other speed ups, distilled models, better ways to, you know, I'll tell you. But it'd be very interesting to see, if you give it a 100 billion parameter model now, you'd probably be able to still get a model down the line that has even better performance as well. Okie doke. Alrighty, I'm going to call it here, everyone. Shatter, fun chatting with you. I am very much looking forward to seeing what kind of AI advancements are around the corner. Because as soon as we get some interesting ones, I'm looking forward to integrating it into VR chat or Resonite and stuff, and doing some really fun stuff. Because the future's it's coming fast, and I want to be prepped for it. Quantizing has some weird wild shit doing to model sizing. It does. And then I was watching some other ones where they were able to turn an entire model into a power table. So it's like they're not even computing anything. They just look up values and they can run it all on the CPU and stuff. Pretty interesting ways to hack them. That's probably not even the right word at this point. Anyway, I am going to go eat some food. I do hope you have a great break as well. Everyone else who's been lurking, Era, Web, Arctic, Play, Radcount. I know a few people have stepped out already, but thank you so much for hanging with me. See what I'm up to. Jay, hope you're having a good one. Just scrolling through chat here on that one. Else out there, Jay and Play, both thank you for hanging out. Scroll on some more. Emmy Bear, hope you're having a good one. Good luck with your printing. And I think that's it. If I didn't Snartum, of course, wish you well with your work. We already headed out earlier. But I'll catch you all later. Much love, and we'll see you in just a little while. Bye, everyone.